Match day 13. We've got Miami coming to TQL Stadium.
Matchday 13 on 513 day, by the way. Cincinnati day. I mean, that's pretty cool to see. Almost, the halfway point of the regular season as well. But yeah, Wednesday match for the first time in a couple weeks, 7:30, Apple TV, at home again, TQL. We've been solid this year there. Once again, coming home with good vibes, 6 unbeaten. Gonna be nice weather. Show up, get loud. Blue out, I think, by the way. So, wear your blue to this one. But we're looking to avenge, this loss. I think there's more written into this than what the players feel. I know Kevin Denkey had some quotes today in talking to the media that, hey, I'm still upset about last year. I think you got to look by it, though. Like, it's completely different situations, a little bit of a different team from both sides now. A lot of the same players, but availability wise, people are out. Miami's brought in so many different people. I think it's just a different feel personally. There's a different coach.
Yeah.
With Mascherano is not there as well. I hate Miami, as you guys know, so I'm ready to just kick out of them. They sit in third right now in the East. They've allowed 9 goals in their last 5 matches. They've been as wild as it can come from any team in the MLS. At home, they've been trash. Away, they've been actually pretty decent. But it's a midweek match, Sam. So what are we going to see from, again, some older players with Suarez, with Messi? Are they going to be available? I think you got to prepare like both are, ready to go. We see Suarez enter the starting lineup again and had done well this past match for them. But they are just such a wild group right now. It's like a circus show.
Yeah, I think, Pat Noonan had also, spoken this morning to the media and saying, we're anticipating their strongest group right now. It's very strong. They're really good. It's a great challenge. It's, a game the players will be up for, specifically speaking for Evander, really playing our number 10s, right? When Lucho plays against Messi and Evander plays against Messi, like they look up to him. So they want to put on a show. So yeah, I think.
Is there too much respect from Evander? We've talked about this before. In the playoff game, it looked like he was like just
in the playoff game, yeah. But you look at the during the season,
he had 2 goals against him.
Yeah, he had 2 goals against Miami, and then obviously the other one we drew 0-0. But yeah, I mean,
I want that guy walking off the pitch, not shaking hands again. I mean, let's get back to that. He's done that a few times now, and last year I think 3-0 at home. Just
I don't think we'll have to worry about that. Hadebe is not on the pitch, so
That's right. Yeah, I think at this point the boys are feeling good. It's just we got to be up for it. I think the midfield is the key. Especially with who we're playing this week. They're dangerous on the counter, but their defense is horrible. So for a team that's scoring 2 goals a match right now and coming in where you're just in bucket loads, we're putting in goals, like you got to do it early. Look what we've done, in giving up some goals. But if you can go up 2 or 3, like I think that would be huge. Obviously, I don't know. This Miami team has just been so up and down. They've been way better on the road, in this season, like I said. So, all that being said, you kind of sneaked it. I got to hear your take. What are you thinking about Dotto in the middle?
So here's my take. So if you're looking at the lineup going into this Miami match, you've got a midweek match on Wednesday, and then you've got a weekend match. For me, I'm looking in the midfield and specifically looking at Bucha, looking at Dotto, looking at Giddy, right? Anunga, potentially Obi, and I'm predicting some rotation in the middle. Maybe for Wednesday, maybe for Saturday. Specifically, moving Bucha back into the midfield and having Ender start out wide. The reason I say that is because we need somebody like Bucha to control the midfield, especially against a guy like Messi. When Messi's on the pitch, you need potentially an Obi and Bucha to start in the middle, so that way they can try and control a little bit. Bucha can't really do that from out wide, and you're relying on a Samuel Giddy to go 1v1 potentially against arguably the best player of all time. So that's what I bring up there, and maybe you continue to see Dotto play maybe instead of in Obi. Maybe Dotto's there just to maybe be more offensive. I doubt that'll happen because you still need that 6 to kind of track people down and help the back line a little bit. But I would say, in my opinion, for this Miami match specifically, I would move Bucha back into the midfield to try and control Messi a little bit.
Historically, he's done really well in that spot against Miami. I think that's a good shout. I think there's some personal angst from maybe Dotto because he's a Miami guy, grew up in their academy. So I think it might take him to another level as well if he gets to start.
You've seen that work for Dotto.
I think he scored one of his
a brace.
Yeah, no, he had a brace against them. That's right. So that's a good shout. I just think realistically, like you're saying, in managing minutes and managing travel, especially going out west, you're going to see, I think, more of the rotation for Saturday personally than Wednesday with that. Playing at home, do we get an OB appearance to start with Bucha then to kind of bring him back into the fold? Maybe allow
Giddy next 45.
Yeah. So I think maybe 45-45 split there might be the right call. Is Mboma Dem, is he the guy that starts up top or is it somebody else? I think you're right about Ender in maybe getting a start in this one, having the fast legs. We've seen Miami just be torched, in the back line. We got to do that again. Falcone is not quick. He plays a lot of mental games, but I think him and Denkey, the battle is the matchup to look out for. Everyone thinks it's Messi, Evander. It's Denkey against Falcone. Last year in the playoffs, they were battling. They did not like each other. So I really look forward to that individual matchup. Obviously, it's Messi. Like, clearly it's Messi. It's Bucha on him the whole match. I am totally on board with that, Sam. I think he's the guy to do it. But how do we, not allow them to hit us on the counter of things? I think that's where, again, they're going to be dangerous. Bertarame has been a big bust for them to where now Suarez has had to come in and try to be the guy, at least in the past match. Is Bertarame going to score or to play, I guess, in Cincinnati, but to score? I was going to say, does he celebrate because of the way that he, left us at the altar?
I don't think it matters to him.
Yeah. It doesn't hit the same way maybe as if he was a player here. But yeah, I think it's a fascinating matchup, just in looking at the two teams and the parity of home aways. We're better at home. They're better away right now. We score a lot of goals. They give up a lot of goals, but we've seen, how that looked against Red Bulls. We got a 2-0 victory. We thought it was going to be a ton of goals.
Well, and to your point, like this could be, if we're able to get 3 points at home in this one, not only are you getting 3 points at home, but the next 2 games are against, teams that are out of the playoff picture, right? Sure. So you can really take advantage of this as a momentum swing and continue your unbeaten streak.
Yeah, I think that's it. I mean, you got to take advantage of a team that's in front of you in the standings and kind of gain some points. I think the whole rest of the league would appreciate that too. But prediction-wise, you said we got to get 3 points, and then you set us up to this.
Well, so let's not just throw it on me, all right? We both have the same scoreline here. Ryan and I are both going 2-2 draws in this one. I just think for what we touched on, Miami has been conceding a lot of goals lately. So have we. And I just think it'll be a back and forth affair. And we'll see whoever scores the last goal, right? Will kind of be the one. I think here in this one. Yeah,
regular season, Messi just hasn't been doing it, against Cincinnati, but you never want to doubt that guy. And in the playoffs, he made it count against us at home. So he's done it at TQL, but again, we got to step up in a big way. I think if we, again, can come out and punch them in the mouth, that's what's worked well at TQL against them. We won 6-0, we won 3-0. Like, we've been able to just control the match. And I really feel like that could be, the key in this one. And I could see, I said 2-2 as well, but I could see it being a swing of a 2 or 3-0 just statement game. And then you go on the road, you feel pretty solid about it. You got to take it, like this stretch is, Sam, in some ways, like maybe leading up to like a playoff run. Obviously we have a World Cup break for a month, but like in Pat's eyes, you want guys to get healthy, but you're going to have such a long extended period that do you kind of just throw things out there to go for it?
Yeah, like I said, you want the good vibes to carry over.
I think so too. And just to kind of build into this long break, like, hey, sorry guys, you're going to be playing a lot of minutes, in the next 3 matches, but then you'll have a month break, a month break plus probably. So just go for it, try to get the most out of it that you can. And I really think that we'll do that.